Hello everyone. Today, we have Rohit to our next series of podcast. We're going to discuss more on marketing strategies. So Rohit brings on board more than half 1.5 decades of experience into various fields. And he has been into marketing for more than a decade now, and has been sort of seen an exciting journey. That's something which we're going to talk about. He's part of same firm. Same firm deals into AI and ML. It's more of a product engineering company. Needless to say, that's where the industry is moving into AI and ML. So that's more of an exciting subject. Welcome, Rohit, to our podcast.
Hi. Thanks, Maddie, for having me on your podcast.
Great. So, Rohit, why don't you begin with a quick introduction? You deal into a pretty exciting subject, and I'm sure, right, we'll have a lot of interesting conversation today.
I have been into marketing since 10 years, and currently I'm director of marketing at Simform. As you said, it's a product engineering company, deals with Gen AI and software development stuff. So my journey, as in, if I want to give a quick brief about how my journey has been, so it has been somewhat interesting roller coaster ride for me. Uh, so I've been, after graduation, I was an electrical engineer working at a power plant. After my MBA, I moved to financial analyst role. Somehow financial analyst role did not excite me that much, though I was very keen to do it. Then marketing struck me, maybe as in by luck, by chance. And so I started doing some consulting projects, and then I thought this is really interesting, which somewhere fits my skills, my abilities, my creative abilities. So I thought to pursue my career into marketing. And since then, I've been into digital marketing. I've grown from a very small team to a big team now. And the small team used to do only content marketing. Now we do a lot of things under the marketing, right? From content, SEO, social media marketing, ads, everything.
Fantastic, right? So, I'm personally excited to learn more from you on this, in this episode. So,
Yeah.
to begin with, Rohit, right? We'll begin with the very basic questions, right? One is that, I'm sure you must have built marketing strategies when you guys were hardly one or two people in marketing to today 30, 40 plus team only in marketing, right?
Right.
And it's definitely a big number for any, kind of a product companies. So I'm sure you have a lot of exciting stories to talk about. But when you were building your marketing strategies, right, for the organizations, what were the common challenges you have faced, and how you guys have overcome?
So there are challenges right from doing research to implementation to measurement, said so that at every point we face challenges. So if we talk about, let's say we are doing some kind of research for campaign ideation, what kind of campaign should we go about? So the main roadblock that happens is domain understanding. Domain understanding is particularly difficult in B2B tech because we are not the consumers of what we are selling. So if I talk about, let's say, I'm going to market my Azure services capabilities, but I don't consume Azure. So I don't know
Yeah.
about cloud in my day-to-day life. So I know cloud to an extent that I use Gmail. That is on cloud. Social media is on cloud. That is fine. But if I'm going to sell it, I have to have deep knowledge about it. So how does cloud technologies work? How do CTOs perceive this technology? And then we have to create the campaigns. Even if your marketing concepts are 10 on 10, but if your domain knowledge is 5 out of 10, your campaign is going to be 6 out of 10. So that's how it works. So this is something very important. And to overcome domain knowledge, I think so companies should take a stand that they should have a good onboarding process of when sales and marketing people who are maybe not into B2B tech industry, they should be given a good onboarding process, understand what are the teams, organizations capabilities, services, and then as in regular training should be imparted. And even in our marketing team, we do have a very long onboarding process and
Right.
training processes. Whenever there is a position change or new capabilities are added by the organization, we have some kind of a monthly or at least 2 weeks training program. So they understand what are the new capabilities, how to pitch them in the market, how to do the go-to-market strategy about it.
Right.
And yeah, so next I can think of is sales and marketing alignment. So at times we see that marketing goals are different and sales goals are very different. So let's say sales are more towards like closing and bringing revenue, while sometimes marketing goal is more towards branding, creating a brand, and they somehow get detached from the revenue or actual revenue goals. And they just try to increase engagement, try to get as many leads as possible. But
Right.
what kind of leads you are bringing? Are they just ebook downloads or are they high intent leads? So that's the thing. So there should be an alignment between sales and marketing.
I think well said, Rohit, right? Because they go hand in hand, right? I mean, they really have to balance
Right,
it, right? And it's not that, marketing is like into North Pole and sales into South Pole, right? It won't make sense.
right,
It won't work. Probably whatever marketing does, marketing won't be able to contribute to sales, right? So a very valid point here, right? But nowadays, if you see, right, I mean, you are at, marketing head and, nowadays it's all digital marketing, right? Anything happening is
right,
digital marketing, right? So we find that, there's a traditional way of doing marketing and now things are moving towards digital marketing with more innovation happening constantly, right? I mean, even from an AI standpoint, nowadays you'll see
right.
anywhere, everywhere AI, right? So how do you balance it out, right? In fact, when you have to go back and study a lot of data points, right? So how do you ensure that, this is more effective for your operation?
I think when it comes to campaigns and measuring the campaign success, so attribution takes a huge role. And so it is easy to say that what you can measure, that only thing you can improve. So that applies everywhere. So in marketing campaign, measurement and data is really very important. So how do we measure it is like, so attributing how the lead or traffic is coming on your website or what kind of things are contributing to that success. So at times companies really don't know what is happening, what is working for them. Even if companies are growing and they do a
Mm.
lot of activities from ads to blogs, as in Google ads, everywhere, all the things they are doing, sponsorship, but they are not exactly sure of what is working for them. So that's where I
Yes.
think database attribution is required. And so we do that through, as in through HubSpot or CRM, what we use through Google Analytics, you can analyze traffic. And there are also other softwares that help you in understanding the data points.
Right.
So
No, makes sense. So, I mean, extending into this question, right? I mean, I'm sure you referred about, if you have a data, it becomes easy for you to measure and understand how things are trending in the market. So, how do you define the success of, marketing, right? So, your marketing strategies that you're applying. Is there any specific criteria or metrics that you measure, and that in terms of helps you in, driving your marketing strategies?
right, right. So at a very high level, I think every organization or marketing department should have revenue-based KPIs. So what is bringing in business for the organization? That should be the real metrics that you should try to understand. So those are like revenue, closed won deals, and how many sales qualified leads your marketing efforts are generating. I think these three KPIs are very important to understand your, as in marketing goals are being achieved or not. Other
Right.
than that, I can say that, so let's say if you're doing a branding based campaign, then
Right.
sometimes the leading metrics, such as what kind of engagement you are getting, what kind of traffic you are getting from such and such social media campaign. These are also important. That helps to understand if the branding is going in the right direction or not. And all these culminating efforts, you should also try to track your brand reach. So, as in the best metric I could find is uh, just yes, as in what is your brand's keyword volume on the
Mm.
Google search. And that should show an increase year on year. So it would be very slow. As in for us, it has been very slow. It is a B2B business, so it takes time to build a brand. It's
Right.
not like a B2C business like Zomato or Blinkit. You do a kind of viral campaign and your keywords volume just shot up. You are
Mm.
trending on Google. That doesn't happen. So we have to consistently monitor. So we consistently monitor how Sinform's brand keyword has been growing. How are people searching Sinform or not, or how what kind of results they are getting. Then there is a whole thing about online reputation management and stuff.
Right. So, I mean, keeping that in mind, right? I mean, you referred about sales qualified lead and revenues, right? So, a lot of companies, this is a very common challenges. Most of the companies faces challenges in generating leads, right?
Right.
Because only when leads are generated, that is when this metrics would make more sense for them, right? But if they're struggling to generate leads, probably this metrics may not be, right now they haven't yet reached to that stage. So, what strategy that has effectively worked for you in terms of generating leads?
So I would like to answer from a startup or a small team perspective, let's say.
Sure, sure.
So so first of all, in the initial phase, sales team and marketing teams both are small. In B2B tech, generally in the first period, it is mostly sales. So
Hmm.
sales led as in there is a strong BD team, business development representatives and the sales team. So they would take your product or services to the market. And I think at that stage, marketing's goal should be towards sales enablement. So giving them the right sales material and right information so that they can market or sell the product services in an efficient way. So
Right.
that is all about building good case studies, having a good homepage. It is conversion based. If an audience comes on the page, they should understand what is your value proposition, how you are different from your competitors, what are you providing extra for the customers, and they should see the value benefits, feature benefits thing very clearly. And similarly, they should have specific, if you're trying to build different services, trying to market different services, then you should have several landing pages for those particular services. I think initially that should be the main agenda of the marketing team. And as there is some kind of traction, and at the same time, maybe simultaneously, you can start working on your content marketing strategy.
Right.
So if you are focused on a very specific target audience, let's say you are building software for finance companies, banking and finance sector. So,
Hmm.
and even in that, you are into just open banking sector, which is like a trend in the at the moment. So
Right.
that is very specific. So you can build specific content strategy around it. So you should build marketing funnels for those particular service vertical. So right, starting from let's say top of the funnel, you should have very clear education-based blogs, and the social media marketing should also reflect the same things what you are talking about on the blogs. Then in the middle of the funnel, you can have comparison posts with your competitors or how you are better than your competitors. Those kind of content pieces would also help these for the sales team to differentiate your value. Then at the bottom of the funnel, you should have good landing pages and all the sales enabled material as I told. So you should have a very structured marketing funnel for those. And similarly, if you have different service verticals, like what we have at Sinform, we create different funnels for different services. We have a separate funnel for product engineering. We have something for cloud engineering. We have different kind of funnels for Gen AI, ML. Each funnel would have these top of the funnel, middle and bottom stages, and very specific content pieces for those.
So, I mean, it's like as you referred about, right, having more landing pages, reaching out to the customers, your target customer base, thereby
Right.
educating them, and then realizing the value that you can, bring to the table, right? So moving on, right? I mean, how do you basically see a lot of the feedbacks that you receive, right? I mean, customers, let's say, one way is like, okay, we are in the one side of it, wherein we are trying to
Right.
acquire customers constantly. The other side here is that when you acquire customers, you also continue to gain a lot of feedback from them. for your product, right? Which also feeds a lot of insights back to you in terms of, how I've heard about it, what is that I learned, what I like, what I did not like, and what not, right? I mean, you keep getting a lot of
Right,
feedback. So how do you apply those feedbacks in building your strategies back?
right. Yeah, that's a very interesting question, and I have very interesting scenarios for those.
Right.
Uh, so whenever customer visits our offices or when we have some kind of interaction, formal interaction with them about testimonials and stuff, so we always try to understand as in what efforts of marketing led them to convert, or what kind of led them to convert. So one set of customers told me that they don't read about what is on your website. So
Hmm.
they don't take into consideration the first party content pieces that goes out. They would rather trust on the third party things. Let's say what kind of reviews you are getting, what kind of guest blogs you do on other websites, on good, as in good educative platforms.
Yeah.
So those kind of validations give them trust that this is a reliable company. So from these insights, we started to double down on our like reviews, getting reviews. So we tried to formalize a review taking process. So whenever we have customers, so the CSM team and marketing team, they do a joint campaign and try to get reviews on different platforms.
Yeah.
So that is one thing. And another set of customers told that we converted because we thought you as a good expert through your content. So
Hmm.
if you
Right.
if you see Symphon's blogs, so they
Hmm.
are very educative and very detailed structured. So if you read any kind of how to build something using cloud technology, so we write from end to end. So and with the buyer persona or the person whom we are writing for in mind. So
Hmm.
so it is very detailed, and sometimes customers come to us or an inbound lead comes, they tell that we want exactly how you have structured or how you have written it. So this was also a good validation for our content marketing effort that we should keep on writing such educative blogs uh, and solution-based blogs for our
Right.
audience.
Right. No, I think it's a very valid point, right? I mean, if I have read something and that has kind of built my confidence towards what I have learned, right? I mean, I mean, some for me, it's like I would see you as a leader in the industry, and probably I can
Right,
even recommend you, right? Maybe I think, yeah, there's no other way of measuring it, but yeah, I think you are absolutely right. If your content generates that level of a value, yeah, it'll help you in acquiring more customers and making your content more relevant to the target audience.
right,
Keeping that in mind, Rohit, right, what would be your advice to the B2B marketing leaders, right? Now, one who are trying to kind of establish their product in the market, they have a passion, excitement to go out in the market, acquire customers, establish brand in the market, right? So, what would you recommend as you were part of the journey, right?
right. So even I would say I'm a leader, complete leader at the moment. But I can answer in terms of a mid-level manager or someone who is starting their journey or someone who is at a mid-stage manager level and how they can think about campaigns. So maybe I would say as a career advice, it is very important so that you acquire different skills along with what is your core skill. And there is a concept of T-shaped market. So
Hmm.
in a T-shaped marketer, you get a broad level understanding of lot of verticals in marketing. Let's say from my experience, I started my journey as a content writer. So predominantly I was writing content. So uh, so content writing, then it's sitting on your blog. What to do about it? Then you understand SEO. So you can rank your content on Google. So content SEO, then how to use social media marketing to promote your brand. So social media, and then ads, and gradually I took an understanding of LinkedIn ads, Google ads, and a lot of other platforms. Then came account-based marketing as you move forward. So I got broad level understanding of lot of skills. To be honest, I find myself lucky because I was a one single person marketing army, so I had to do it by not by choice,
Yeah.
by chance. So that gave me a push. So if you're in an established, formalized environment, then it is difficult to get a broader understanding. You have a lot of work in your own vertical.
Mm.
So at the moment, try to hit your goals in whatever segment you are, and try to get learning from courses or whatever you can get. You can talk about through cross-functional teams, what kind of work they are doing, try to understand, and then maybe then create a broad level understanding and have a very deep understanding of what your core field is. Let's say you are into content marketing, so you should know end to end of how to research topics, how to do content research, how to curate content, how to talk with domain experts, how to get insights from them, then how to write the content, how to edit the content, what is buyer persona, what is your company's ICP. All these things fall under the content marketing vertical. So try to be an expert in that, get a broad level understanding of other things. I think that's how you can gradually move forward.
That makes sense. I think these are all some very valuable, suggestions. In addition to people, those who wants to start thinking about how can do it, and they do it. Even if they know how to generate a content, right? I think that could be a great starting point for them. And not really
Yes,
worrying about, what I need the entire battalion in my team to, start driving marketing.
right.
Right. So thank you so much, Rohit, for all your inputs. Right. I'm sure, it'll help companies, those who wants to, promote and brand their product out in the market and acquire their customers. So thank you so
Right,
much for
right.
your time.
Yeah. Thank you, Maddie.